Welcome, I'm Prue and this is Rocky.
I'm Rocky. Yeah.
And we'd like to welcome you to Braintree Podcast. And we'd like to give you a little bit of a snapshot about what this episode's all about. And the expert for this one was Rocky. So I got to sit back and relax. So Rocky, do you want to give us like a synopsis? What do you cover? What's the title of this podcast and what do you cover?
So when people go to BraintreePodcast.com, episode 2 is about goal setting.
Okay.
So there are 4 things. In fact, Prue, I'm adding an extra one, so you're going to get this in the video.
Oh, is this a bonus?
It is. But I don't think we covered in the podcast.
Yeah.
So anyway, here it is really quickly. Right?
Yeah.
So when we set goals, the number one reason that people don't achieve their goals is that they set this really big, massive goal.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit like the students we talked about here today at the school. I said to them, how many hours of study do you need to do? And they said, well, Prue told us 14. I said, hands up if you're doing less than half of that.
Yeah.
And a whole heap of them did. And I said, now, if you set a goal for 14...
That's right. So you've got to do it gradually.
That's it. We've got to build into it, right? So I said to them, set a goal. If you're doing 7 hours, set a goal for 8 and readjust it every 21 days or so.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and at the end of the week, this is the thing I think we need to add to it.
Yeah.
People would have heard about this before. You've got to add a reward.
Okay.
And this is how we create really good habits, right?
Yep. And a big chocolate?
Yeah, why not?
Probably shouldn't be.
Yeah. So, and this is how we establish habits. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people say, well, and we'll leave this for the next one, which is the motivation podcast. I don't have the motivation, but it's not motivation we need, it's good habits that we need. So they just happen automatically. All right, so we're setting a goal, we've got to make sure it's realistic, it's specific, right? It's doable, it's achievable, and all of that. The second thing I think we need to do is we've got to look at why do I want to achieve this? Mm-hmm. We've got to come up with the reason why, the purpose. And I said to the students today, look, don't come up with, like one of the girls, I need to do it because my parents are paying a lot of fees.
Or I'll get in trouble. Or...
Yeah, that's their external reasons. You've got to find your own deep inner connection and motivation for doing it, right? Set the goal. Why do I need to achieve it? See if you can come up with 3 reasons.
Okay.
Then it's like, well, okay, how am I going to go about this? That's the action plan, right? And coming up with good plans is very important. I think the other thing that I've been learning myself in my own work and writing this book that I'm writing is what's the next step. So I would sit down and start writing. I'd go from 9 to 11, I'd schedule it in, I'm going to write. Yeah. But then I'd sit down and I'd go, oh, well, what am I going to have to write? Yeah. Then I start planning, and then the whole 2 hours are taken up with me planning what I'm going to do, and I'm not actually writing.
So an action plan.
An action plan.
I'm a big believer in action plan.
Yeah, and make the action plan not just write the book, finish the assessment. Yeah. Make it what's
specific. This many pages on this day by this time.
Yeah, and have I got the book here with me, and all of that stuff, one step at a time. And then I like saying to people, look, you've just achieved it. You've just set a goal, and oftentimes we can just leave that goal on our desk, in our bag, and we don't look at it for weeks, and we lose all sorts of momentum. So if you can take action on the very same day, even 5 or 10 minutes, do something tiny from that action plan that's related to that goal, it's really going to build momentum towards it.
Well, I often tell students when they get an assignment, do a tiny visit that day. Even a little bit, it breaks that first step of just getting started. And
programs our minds and our subconscious brain to go, this is important, and I'm taking action on it, rather than setting a goal. That's a big step, setting a goal and writing it down. I mean, not many people do that, but it's such a shame that if we get to that step and then we just sort of go, oh, good, I've just made this plan, but I've done nothing about the plan for weeks. It's gone.
Yeah.
So that's what episode 2 is about. Okay. Folks, go to BraintreePodcast.com and you will get heaps of nice bonuses there too, Prue, that you can find out. And go to episode 2, that's about goal setting.
Lovely. And if you have any topics that you'd like us to cover, you can leave us a voice message and we'll cover those in the podcast. And, of course, go to iTunes and leave a comment after you've listened. We'd love to hear what you think.
Okay. Thanks,
Lovely.
Prue.
Thank you.